It all starts by saying that this is a frightening world. Darkness here is as deadly as a venomous snake ready to strike. A place where the most dangerous predator camouflages with the most innocent creature, delivering a lethal blow when least expected. The snake was baited by the innocent toad and now is gone. Vampires, werewolves, ghosts, cyborgs, puppets, every horror creature one can think of runs through this world like blood and veins, writing in the book. Our protagonist says, I need to stay calm all the time since the slightest trace of fear is enough for you to be swallowed by the darkness. Or at least that's what he learned in the last 2 years. During this time, he's only been doing one thing, trying to survive. Someone knocks on the door and says, Lin, it's time, go hang the light outside, and get ready to open the store. At this moment, he receives a mission from the system, hang the lamp outside. Reward, skull coin, experience, and pure human blood. It's the first time he sees this system, but he doesn't have time to pay attention to it. He has to obey the boss's orders instantly. When he opens the door, a giant Frankenstein-style figure appears. He greets, Professor, you're back already. But he's already thinking, I'm going to die. That's what he always imagined when he appeared here 2 years ago. But now he's gotten used to all this. Frankenstein is carrying somebody's body. Our protagonist says it was 2 years ago that he was saved by this professor and learned all medical skills from him. Even though the days are monotonous, the situation isn't that bad. He opens the store door, facing dozens of eyes. The darkness is so intense there that it's impossible to see around. But he feels good. After all, surviving in that world is already considered a miracle. He lights the candle and spills a drop of blood. The reaction drives away all the souls nearby, and with that, the facade is lit up. He then receives the rewards from the system and is impressed that even though this mission was simple, he received such good rewards. Immediately, an old toothless woman carrying a head appears in front of him. Good morning, young man, do you have any useless junk to give to this old woman? He receives a mission, deliver something useless to the old woman. He looks back and says, I do, hold on. He knows it's the butcher, and he always needs to get rid of her as quickly as possible. He hands her 2 red spiky objects that are trembling. She thanks the young boy, and he receives the rewards from the system. Then she says, you have a good heart. Here, take this, it's your reward, and hands him the eyes from her face. The system says he can accept or refuse, but if he refuses, he will lose 50 points of favorability with her. He hesitates for a second but says, thank you very much, I'll take it. Eyeless, she thanks him and leaves. Another mission is complete. Phew. He returns to the store. He knows across the street there's a butcher shop and a meat shop, and the eyes she gave him belong to the owners of these places. There's an extremely important rule in this world, never offend the walkers of the darkness. He takes advantage of the professor being busy and checks the system. All his stats are simple, and the description says he's a fragile yet intelligent young human man who has lived in this world for 2 years. But you never know when he'll die. Lin recognizes that this system is quite similar to a game's. Maybe as he completes missions, he gains attributes and skills. At least that will increase his chances of surviving there. At that moment, Professor Frankenstein opens the door and tells Lin, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back in 2 days. Take care of the store and don't let anyone steal anything from this place. His name is Bloodsaw, and in the combat information, the system just says, don't provoke him. Lin, a little scared, says, got it. Is there anything else I should keep in mind? Bloodsaw tells him, if they have money, take the money. If not, take something of equal value. And if they don't have money and aren't willing to pay, use this, handing him Bloodsaw's blade. The system warns that it's extremely sharp and easily cuts through flesh and soul, but the more you use it, the more it craves things. Lin just thanks before leaving. Bloodsaw adds, don't forget to feed the little baby after closing the shop. He hasn't eaten for a long time. He receives the same mission from the system. Bloodsaw warns, no matter what you hear outside, never leave the range of the soul lamp. If someone asks for your help, ignore them. Close the door and windows at night, and no matter who calls for you, stay quiet. If someone comes in, kill them all. Got it, Lin says. These 2 days are going to be torture. Sitting at the table with the blade, he's just waiting for the time. As soon as the clock strikes, someone knocks on the door. Excuse me, is the owner there? He approaches the door and looks through the peephole, seeing a little girl holding a doll. The system gives him a mission, help take care of the injured doll. In the system's attribute window, it warns of a wandering soul from the valley looking for her mother. With a doll as her ally, whoever dares to steal her doll will end in her belly. With tears in her eyes, the girl pleads, please, my doll is hurt, can you save her? Lin looks at the soul lamp and sees that the reaction isn't very intense, meaning the girl isn't that dangerous. In this case, he opens the door and asks her to come in. Thanks to the soul lamp, nobody can enter unless he invites them, or if the person is very powerful. To keep his job there, he needs to treat customers well. Besides, the souls and spirits in this place aren't necessarily bloodthirsty. They just want to live their lives. With that said, it's good never to ask about their taboos and lives. The girl tells him, my doll lost her arm, and no matter how hard I search, I can't find it. She's my favorite. If it keeps going like this, she'll die. Can you save her, big brother? Already opening a giant mouth, he swallows nervously. Of course, but the system warns that he lost 5 points of sanity when examining the doll's arm. The system says the bite pattern matches the mouth of the girl, and the blood on the girl's clothes belongs to the doll. He's impressed that the system can assist with diagnosis so much. Then he asks, little girl, did you eat anything recently? The girl says no, she hasn't eaten anything for many days and is very hungry. So hungry that last night she dreamed she was eating many delicious things, meat, hair, ears, everything she loves, and it was delicious. Already opening her monster mouth, her doll repeats, yes, everything was delicious. Lin's sanity drops another 10 points. Lin tells her, I suspect that when you dreamed, you ended up eating your doll's arm. She stands there, fingers intertwined, feeling a bit embarrassed, but the doll says, my mommy loves me. Lin asks, did you feel any discomfort in your belly? She replies that she feels a little itching in her belly, like something wants to come out. He says it's probably the case, so the arm isn't being digested. She prefers surgery or physical work. The girl awkwardly says she wants surgery, but how will it be? The doll also says she wants surgery. He pulls Bloodsaw's blade from the table and says it's simple. I'll cut your abdomen, open your stomach, remove the arm, and then sew it back together. The girl seems scared, and what about physical therapy? This one's even simpler. The price will be even lower. So I want this one. The girl says. Putting on gloves, he asks. Alright then, from below or from above? The little girl is startled. He tells her to relax, assuring her that either way, it won't hurt her. She's trembling and hesitates to respond. He asks, are you ready? Scared, she asks. How about we finish here? I don't want any medical treatment. But Lin signals no. My professor said that once a customer comes in, they have to be attended to, or else they have to leave something here before they go. The trembling girl says, alright, do it from above. She sits in the chair. He tells her to open her mouth as wide as possible. Lin smells a terrible odor coming from her. He puts a metal circle in her mouth to prevent her from biting and pushes the arm inside her stomach. The girl is writhing in agony, but he tells her not to move, it'll be over soon. He searches inside her stomach until he finally manages to pull out the arm. She's agonizing in pain, and he confirms. You really accidentally ate your doll's arm. She just didn't tell you because she knew you were hungry. In the future, I advise you not to digest strange things. He then opens a drawer. The cost to put this arm back on the doll will be 30 skull coins. Do you want me to proceed? The girl says yes, struggling to speak. The doll, in desperation, says, please, no, Mom. But he reassures the doll that he'll reattach the arm easily. He manages to reconnect the doll's arm, earning a lot of points in the system. He hands her a medicine to use on the doll once a day for a week, and she should be recovered. He pours the medicine on the doll's arm, and she agonizes once again, running to the girl's arm, asking to leave. Lin looks at her and says, 10 for physical therapy, 30 for sewing, 70 for medicine, a total of 110 skull coins. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. The girl seems timid, takes some coins from her pocket, and throws them to him. I only have 20. She says. He stops for a second and says, you still owe 90 coins. You can use part of your body as collateral. It's okay. I'll do it for free for you. The girl takes a step back, afraid. I still have 10. Great, now you owe 80. She says he can keep the medicine. She'll buy it next time. Alright, now you owe 20 coins. She asks if she can pay on credit and then come back to pay later. But Lin says it's a small store. They can't offer credit. How about leaving an eye as collateral? She can even keep the medicine, and he'll give her 40 coins in change. Covering her eyes. She asks, can I pay with something else? He asks, like what? She lowers her head, looking a bit embarrassed. With my body, she says. Lin is taken aback, wondering what she's thinking. He stands up, staring at her. She asks, can it be? But he replies, I don't accept your body, I just want your right eye. Relax, when you earn the money, you can buy it back. She cries and says, alright. The doll says, no, Mom, don't do it. But the eye has already been taken out and stored in a jar. He then receives a lot of items and money from the system. He looks back. All done. Please come again to Sanguine Blood's pharmacy. I'll be happy to serve you once more. She leaves in tears, saying she'll never come back. I want my mom. Lin finds this reaction odd, and the system gives him a quest. The blood puppet is looking for its mother. Help her find it. 200 favorability with the girl, 100 with the doll, and a special reward. He ponders a bit, staring at some hair, some ears on a plate. Those are some of the items he's been receiving from the system. He's sure that little girl has done much scarier things. Oh well, doesn't matter. He'll talk about it with her next time. Lin notices that he's been earning a lot of skull coins, which is the currency of this world. It's a shame he hasn't been able to leave the store in the past 2 years. Looking outside, seeing the crowd of eyes, he thinks, having money isn't a problem, right? Maybe in the future, I'll have a chance to use it. At that moment, a pig without an eye enters the store. He's the owner of the butcher's shop in the Valley of Wandering Souls. He's your friendly neighbor and is very happy to share a prey he just caught with you, or share you with others. Lin looks at the pig, noticing that the lamp is turning very red. Welcome to Sanguine Blood's pharmacy. Is there anything I can help you with? He thinks that thanks to the action of the soul lamp, monsters usually don't attack him, especially because if they do, he can use the power of the soul to suppress them. However, this doesn't work properly with those extremely corrupted ones. In the end, it's a ruleless world. The pig passes through the door and enters the shop. Damn, that old lady! She tore out one of my eyes just because of junk. Next time I see her, I'll... He interrupts himself as he sits at the table. Where's Bloodsaw? Bring him now! I need a new eye, and I'll pay with prey I just caught. Lin responds. My teacher went out to take care of some things. If you need anything, just talk to me. He receives the mission from the system. Help the pig monster find the new eye. The pig stares at Lin. Oh, it's you. The system warns that the crisis has increased to 89%. They are silently staring at each other. Then the pig says, Okay then, you do it. He picks up some items, organizes them, and says, We have human eyes, pig eyes, eyes of dead bat specters, and puppet doll eyes. Each one has its price. Which one do you want? The pig looks at them all, thinks for a moment, looks at Lin, and says, I think your eye is the best. Lin loses 10 sanity, and the crisis increases to 91%. He asks, Mine? The pig responds, Why can't it be yours? Lin feels a bit awkward, but suddenly takes his eyeballs out. The system warns that his life is in danger, and saying he lost an organ. With the eye in his hand, he says, Okay, this one here costs 200 skull coins. No refunds, even if it doesn't connect to your body. The pig is startled, disbelieving. Impossible, absolutely impossible. When that old lady pulled out my eyeball, I was agonizing in pain, but he, a mere human, didn't even hesitate to remove his own eye. With that, the crisis drops to 50%. He stands there, staring at the pig with the eye in his hand. The pig thinks, I understand. He's not human. He was transformed by one of those creations from Bloodsaw. Lin approaches with the eye. The pig says, I don't want yours. I want my own eyeball. If you don't have it, forget it. The crisis drops to 45%. Lin puts his eye back and says, Your eye is with me. The pig is surprised. He shows to him and asks, It's this one here? The pig asks, Where did you get it? Lin tells him that this morning, he found a kind-hearted lady who gave him this toy. The pig looks confused. The butcher, she's a monster capable of removing my head, and she gave my eye to a pharmacy apprentice for what reason? Minus 30 sanity for the pig. Lin just looks at him, while the crisis has already reduced to 20%. The pig asks, She gave it to you, and you're just going to give it back to me? Lin says, I'm not giving it back to you, I'm selling it to you. The market value is 200 skull coins. The pig understands and agree. Okay, I'll buy it then. The crisis is now at 10%, and Lin asks, Do you want to do this here or on the operating table? The pig says he wants to do it here, thinking no one has the courage to lay on that operating table. Lin tells him to rest his head on the table and stay still. If it hurts, he can scream. The pig jokes, Scream in pain? Lin then pulls out the blade and heats it on the candle. The pig trembles, wondering why he's heating a knife to reattach an eyeball. Lin approaches and says, You have some blood clots and some stones in your eye. But it's alright, I'll clean them for you. Don't worry about the price, it's a complimentary service. The pig seems reluctant, and his sanity drops minus 10. Lin proceeds with the operation, gaining more experience with the system. After a while, Lin says, Phew, the cleaning is done. Lin finds it odd that the system gave him blade experience instead of surgical skill experience, but now it's time to put the eye back. Lin warns the pig not to move too much, or he might put it in the wrong direction. Lin looks at the pig, almost fainting. Oh, I forgot about anesthesia again. I also forgot when I was reattaching the doll's arm. Well, it doesn't matter. The pig sees him approaching. What's that for? Oh, you woke up again. It's a kind of super glue. It'll prevent your eyeball from falling out again when combined with a healing potion. I guarantee a 95% success rate. The pig tells him to stop stalling and just do it. Lin says, alright, but be patient. I'll fix you up quickly. Lin then reinserts the eye, saying, believe me, I'm a professional with a hammer in hand. The pig's sanity drops by 20. The pig asks what he's doing with the hammer. Lin tells him to calm down and stay still. This is the last step of the procedure. If he moves, they'll have to start over, and Lin will have to increase the cost. Lin gives him a couple of strikes with the hammer. The pig is screaming, but Lin says he can't stop now. He has a responsibility as his doctor. Every patient who comes in here has to leave in perfect condition. Lin delivers another hammer blow, but Lin stops looking stressed. The pig asks what is the problem. Lin tells him that unfortunately the eye in the wrong position and he will need to redo the surgery. But don't fret, the fix is going to be free because he is a friendly doctor. The pig screams in pain and fear, but after some time, Lin hands him a medicine, instructing him to take it twice a day orally and apply the other one to the skin. In 2 days, he'll be recovered, but it will cost him 546 skull coins. The pig signs the contract, using his bloody fingertips. Then he asks if he can leave now, and Lin says, of course you can. Go ahead. However, the system notifies Lin that he has activated a secret mission from the pig head, the unusual stomach. As a reward, Lin would receive the visual diagnosis ability. Then Lin says, wait there. The pig asks, what's the problem? Lin calmly explains, I just noticed a problem and I need to tell you. If I don't, I can't call myself a doctor anymore. The pig sits in the chair saying, okay, I believe you for now, but if it's a trick, I won't spare you. He asks to see his pulse, and Lin gains experience in diagnosis. The pig grows impatient, asking what the problem is. Lin takes a moment and then says, it's a serious matter. The pig trembles. After staring at each other for a moment, Lin says, it's an ectopic pregnancy. The pig grabs Lin by the collar, saying he's a man, not a woman. Lin calmly replies, that's why I'm saying it's an ectopic pregnancy. It would be even more problematic if you had a uterus. We'd have to perform an even more difficult gender surgery. The pig throws him into the chair, frustrated. Lin asks what he's thinking. The pig replies, I'm thinking about how I'm going to cut your hand off. Lin says, stop thinking about these useless things. He adds, you've been experiencing swelling, nausea, loss of appetite, and bleeding in the lower region. The pig seems shocked by the fact that he knows all of that. Lin calmly takes notes and asks if anything else has happened. The pig mentions some stomach pains, and Lin asks how long it's been. About a month. Then Lin thinks a bad meal wouldn't cause pain for that long. Then he asks, when was the last time you tried to reproduce? Do you have any strange fantasies like joining many people or using unconventional tools? The pig shouts, I doubt you'll say that again. Lin responds, okay, I won't ask that again. Next question, the last time you were reproducing, in your lower region, did you feel a tearing pain? The pig shouts, I'm tired of you. Explain to me what the hell this tearing pain in my lower part means. Shaking him. Lin responds, please calm down, I'm just asking for your well-being. You don't want to end up with a chronic condition, do you? The pig sits down. Okay, I'll give you one last chance. Lin approaches and says, based on everything you've told me, it seems like you're not experiencing a normal pregnancy. It appears that you consumed something with abnormal powers, causing a mutation in your body indirectly leading to an ectopic pregnancy. The pig repeats, ectopic pregnancy? Lin says, lately, haven't you felt satiated even after eating a lot? You have sunken eyes, pale skin, cold pulse. All of these are possible symptoms when an evil spirit parasitizes you. Put your hand here, it is an exorcism potion. It will check if you're parasitized by an evil spirit. The pig approaches and sniffs, then plunges his hand in, and spirits begin to emerge. Seeing this, the pig jerks his hand back, feeling something moving in his belly. Lin grabs a pan and hits his belly. The pig asks what that thing was, and Lin says that the preliminary diagnosis confirms it's an ectopic pregnancy caused by an evil spirit parasite, but it's not fully formed yet. Luck is on your side for coming to me at this stage. The pig hugs his leg saying, man, I'm sorry. I acted wrong before. Please don't take it to heart, I beg you, save me, please save me. Lin thinks it's much easier to deal with the evil spirit in a direct fight. The problem is, there's not much to do when it's inside someone's stomach. In this case, I'll have to improvise and see what happens. Lin asks, have you eaten anything dirty lately? The pig admits, yes, about a month ago, I fed on a guy when I went out, but it went straight to my belly, so it's not like I actually ate it. Besides, I've only eaten pork and human meat. Lin reassures him. Alright, let's take a look inside you. Come with me. The pig follows Lin to the operating room. What's this about? The pig wonders, imagining the operating room. The pig is already stretched out on the bed. And Lin's eye lights up. Scared, the pig asks, "Are you sure you're going to perform this surgery? Wouldn't it be better to do a new diagnosis?" But Lin says that hesitation would be the biggest problem. He'll check if there's a spirit in there when he opens the abdomen. It would be easier if he could just cut out the spirit. But unfortunately, that's not possible. The pig starts screaming. "I've always been the butcher, but now I'm the one being cut. What the hell is this?" Lin was just sharpening the blade until now. The pig asks, "How long are you going to do this?" Then Lin pulls out the blade. "All right, you're ready." Hesitant, the pig says yes. But Lin remembers something. "Wait a minute." Then he runs to the table, grabs a pen, and marks a cross on his belly. "There, now I'm ready again." He presses a button, chains appear to restrain the hands and feet, and the pig starts screaming in despair. Lin reassures him. "These restraints are just to prevent you from suffering too much during the surgery." The pig asks, "Have you performed any surgeries before?" He says he's seen his professor cutting meat, so it's not much different. He can trust in his surgical skills. At this point, the pig is already pleading. "Don't do this, let me out, let me out." But Lin says that now is too late. No way he would leave a patient of his to suffer. He's going to do this. After a lot of cuts and blade experience, Lin says, "Congratulations, it was a smooth birth, a bloody and mature baby." The pig looks at his belly and Lin starts sewing. "Maybe now isn't the best time to say this, but I still have to tell you the total cost of the surgery. It's 300 skeleton coins. Since it's my first time, I'll give you a 20% discount. Doing this, it's 240. The pig screams, saying, "Whatever, finish it fast." Lin responds, "Fine, but the cost to stitch is another 40 skeleton coins. Do you prefer stitching made with wool, cotton, steel, or perhaps hemp thread?" The pig says it doesn't matter, it can be hemp thread. He agrees. "Then just wait for me to pass this needle here, and I'll start." He passes the needle and stitches the wound. All done, he pours a potion on the wound and the pig writhes. Congratulations, everything went smoothly with the surgery. By completing the secret quest, he gained more experience, and the pig acquired another 200 fear of him. Looking at the creature that came out of the belly, he says, "Even though she's being parasitized by evil spirits, if you take care of her well, who knows, maybe she'll become a very healthy child." But the pig is already running away, fleeing. Lin tries to warn him. "Sir, you forgot your daughter." The pig says he left her as part of the payment too. Lin rushes to get him, saying, "This is a pharmacy, you can't leave a baby here alone after all she's been through." However, the pig just leaves. Lin wonders, "What am I going to do?" Well, he'll take care of her temporarily. Who knows, maybe when the professor returns, he'll have her as a little snack along with wine. The creature is already trembling. Then he throws a little healing potion in his eye to perk him up, opens the system to see what's there, and his description has changed. Bloodsaw apprentice. Many feel his malevolence, and it seems he's gradually inheriting his professor's maniacal style. Our boy is incredulous, thinking, "I'm malevolent? I've always been such a kind person." After that, he uses his points. "I have 4 upgrade points, let's put them into Constitution, because my priority is to stay alive." Then he feels his body getting stronger. But suddenly the monster that was born was already being eaten by another one, and Lin saves it. Thinking to himself, "Almost forgot about this. What am I going to do with you now?" He takes a look and sees in the system, deformed infant spirit, female gender, level 2. Then the system gives a secret mission. The evil spirit inside it is corrupting its appearance, and the longer it takes, the more terrible it will become. He has 4 options. He can turn her into lamp oil, feed her to the creatures in the garden, preserve her as a specimen, or wait for the pig to come pick her up. Our guy thinks the first 3 are too cruel. The only thing written in the reward is, "Waiting for analysis," which is a bit confusing, but it must be a very generous reward. He sits in his chair and receives 10 points of morality for being a good person. That's when he remembers, "Oops, I forgot to feed the creatures in the back." He puts her in the jar and says, "You stay here, I'll take care of something," and goes to the back of the store. Phew, thank goodness the system mentioned this, otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered. He takes off the lid, already sweating a bit, pours something inside, and loses 10 affection for whatever is there. But at least he fed it. Our guy is wondering what is the little creature inside there. "My professor never mentioned it, and I've been here for 2 years. It's better not to ask than to ask and become food for this thing." When he returns to the shop, the creature is gigantic. His sanity is already decreasing just by looking at it. Minus 30 sanity. But Lin is more worried that she became so ugly that the pig won't even recognize her as his daughter. Now what am I going to do? He's already tied her to the bed. You know what? I'll do him a big favor and give her a makeover, otherwise she'll scare everyone on the street. He grabs a tentacle to take a closer look, and it stops moving, putting 10 more fear in the child, poor thing. He tells her to relax, he's just going to work on her appearance. Another 10 fear added, but he's all happy there, mistreating the creature until someone knocks on the door. When he opens it, there's a burnt mummy standing there. Welcome to our store. The system shows a 99% burn evil spirit carrying a great malice against anything that's beautiful. The creature cries out, I want to change my face. The system activates the burn ghost face change quest, rewarding 50 skeleton coins. Our guy says, Alright, take a seat. Wait a little while, I have another surgery to finish. Coincidentally, it's also a plastic surgery. Do you want to sit here and watch? Let me show you my excellent medical skills. No need to be nervous. Although I have no experience with plastic surgery, when I used to sculpt clay, they turned out quite beautiful. Changing a face is quite similar, it's like working with bread dough. The important thing is the elasticity and resilience, not too dry, not too wet. I need to apply the right amount of force to fix the faces. The mummy gains 10 fear, Lin starts, he slaps it, rolls it, tosses it up, and pulls it to the side. The mummy is shocked, losing 20 sanity points. He grabs the head, places it on the table, and stares at it. There's something wrong here. This store doesn't seem normal. The mummy asks what he's doing. Well, this child here is very ugly, and as a doctor, I just want to give her a prettier face. The mummy comments on his unique technique, thinking he won't fix it this way. Then he accidentally squeezes too hard, realizing he's crushing her head with each movement. Oops, sorry, I squeezed too hard. He sees the creepy smile of the human, losing 20 sanity. The mummy thinks, I knew Bloodsaw left someone to take care of his shop. I just didn't imagine it was someone crazier than him. Does this mean I'll become this horrible thing, like those creatures in the back? He hears a sound and wonders if Bloodsaw is coming, losing 40 sanity. But our guy appears, apologizing for being late and sharpening the blade. What's wrong? He asks, but scared the mummy ran. The system says the quest failed, but he gained 400 fear from the creature. Congrats for getting his first client with extreme fear, earning 100 coins for it. Our guy wonders why the creature is so afraid of him. He was polite and smiled the whole time. Strange guy, but whatever. Let's take care of this child first. After some time, he finally succeeds. Lin is happy with the results, saying he had great manual skills before traveling this world. I just didn't expect to use those skills here. But then he notices there's still a third eye in the middle of her forehead. Whoa, a third eye! Venom came out of it! He warns her not to show that eye in the middle of her forehead, or he'll have to use the blade again. Although the poor thing is crying, her fear has decreased, but the crisis with the creature has dropped by 321 points. He even gained a lot of experience for fixing her, and he receives some hair that seems to be good for defense. The description says it causes suffocation when close to a neck. The little girl cuddles a stuffed animal, and our guy wonders if he did something wrong. As he looks outside, he realizes it's time to close. He checks the time using the soul lamp. The weaker the light, the later it is. When it goes out, it's nighttime. As he goes to remove the lamp, a hooded figure appears, claiming to be a demon hunter. The system warns him. You'll die, a powerful hunter who walks alone in the world of darkness. Don't try to understand, he's very dangerous. Our guy stares, wondering if he's human. It's the first time he's seen one in 2 years. The strange thing is, judging by the lamp's reaction, the guy seems ridiculously powerful. The hooded figure says, I need treatment, some combat and recovery potions. The system activates the mission. 500 coins just to treat his injuries. The problem is, the mission fails if our guy gets killed by the guy. Come in, sir, our guy says, thinking. What bad timing. The guy sits down, saying he didn't expect to find someone of his race in this dark world. Then the system activates the connection with the same race. If he loses this link, he'll be killed. Nice to meet you. What's the problem you need to treat? Our guy says. At least he's a human. They're usually easier to understand. The guy stands up, showing his arm with a purple thing on it. It's not good, it's beating on its own, the hunter says. The system finishes the preliminary diagnosis. His arm is being corroded by black butterfly venom. Lin tells him that and he responds. Oh man, so you recognized it. I underestimated you, the guy says. Some red dress ghost set me up and used this nasty thing on my arm. Lucky for her, I wasn't in good health. Once this is better, I'll look for her. I'll help you, our guy says, thinking. How am I going to treat this guy? He won't leave otherwise. He asks the system about black butterfly venom, which is a condensation of all the resentment in the dark world and extremely corrosive to life. Treatment is recommended with osteoclin. I'll have to perform surgery on your arm. Sweating, the hunter asks. What are your medical skills? Relax, I have enough. It's my second operation. Lin replies. Scared, the hunter mumbles. Is there another clinic nearby? Impossible. If one opened, my professor would destroy it. It's forbidden to have a second clinic here. The guy is uncertain if he believes on Lin, but the thing on his arm keeps pulsating. I'll have to trust you. Just do it already, he says. Our guy gets his blades ready. Okay, I'll start. This place doesn't look like a clinic to me, but more like a slaughterhouse. And this skinny guy is freaking me out. He mutters. Do you need anesthesia? Lin asks. Anesthesia will only slow down my reflexes. A real man never uses it. The hunter replies. Good, because I've never used it either. Then dig his arm with the blade. Scared, the hunter stops Lin. Calm down, this is how it starts. Lin responds. It was just a test, why did it hurt? The hunter says that he can continue but thinks. Damn it, obviously it hurts. This kid must have something wrong with him, but he wouldn't be stupid enough to do something against the demon hunter. Our guy grabs another tool. What the hell are you doing? The hunter asks. Relax, I'm just looking for the right size tool. These two, I'm just keeping on you for now. You can't keep them somewhere else? Not on my shoulder. The hunter questions. Our guy pulls out the two tools. I was just testing to see if they're sharp enough. You have to know, it hurts a lot if they're not sharp. He explains. But relax, the part that hurts is when the knife goes in. It will be fine when I pull the whole thing out, so don't worry. I'm just making sure I'm using the right tool. The demon hunter thinks. This guy wants to sound all professional, but I feel like he's trying to hurt me. Then mutters, turning away. Get on with it. If you keep stalling, I'll kill you. He threatens. Okay, don't worry, our guy says, bringing a flaming furnace and heating all the tools. What are you doing? The demon hunter asks, losing a bit of sanity. I'm just disinfecting the blades. Black butterfly venom is too cruel. To prevent it from entering any other tissue in your body, it needs to be melted. That's why the blades are at a high temperature. Lin explains. But have you ever done this before? The demon hunter asks. Our boy says he's done it to remove pig hair. Shocked, the hunter says. Forget it, let's just get started. Lin pulls out a meat board. Why does it look like you're preparing for a meal? The demon hunter asks, getting nervous. Chill, it's all part of the procedure. It's just to catch the blood in some parts of your arm during the operation. Our guy tranquilizes him. Damn it, if there wasn't anywhere else within at least 100 meters, I'd get out of this hell. Use the blade already. The demon hunter demands. Lin, with a maniacal look, says, Okay, let's start. And begins his attacks, gaining blade experience, while the demon hunter cries out in pain, feeling like he's being torn apart and his heart is being burned. But Lin is there all calm with the flaming blades. Hey, if it hurts, you can ask for anesthesia, it's okay. Our guy says. The guy, with tears in his eyes, says, Huh, you've already started? I didn't even realize. I don't feel anything. Lin says. Really? So can you please maybe not break my table? You're squeezing so hard, you're destroying it. I'm just too strong, I can't even touch it lightly. I'll compensate you later and pay for it. Just cut already. The guy insists. The attacks began, cutting through all the flesh. Wait, please stop. The guy pleads, but it's too late. I thought you'd stop, but you didn't. Damn it, he exclaims, literally banging his head against the wood. What are you talking about? If I go slow, you're not satisfied. If I cut fast, you complain. Now that I'm halfway through, you're asking me to stop. But this isn't surgery, it's torture. Why are you cutting so thin? Just rip it out. It's like you're making noodles, what do you want? Hurry up and finish, he demands. That's it. Why didn't you make it clearer? You want me to finish with a single cut? Lin asks. What do you mean by a single cut? The hunter wonders. It's a quick cut, but if I hit an artery you might die. I'd rather not do it that way, as I'm a doctor and my patients are like children to me. I can't allow them to die with a simple treatment. Lin explains. Of course, you can always opt for anesthesia. He adds. Just cut already, then I'll never come back to this place. The guy says. But tell him. Don't worry. When I'm done, I guarantee you'll come back later. The poor guy is lying there, drooling. Our guy made a mountain of stuff from his arm. He looks at his back. Did the devil do this? He mutters, picking up the stones. Our guy pours some 75% alcohol on the wound. Phew, the wound's clean, he says. Hey, please just let me go now, please. the guy pleads. Hold on a second, there's a very important part that hasn't been done yet. I don't want to know, the guy protests, but our guy shows him the bone with a little heart drawn on it. The guy is shocked. What did you do to me? He asks angrily. Did you like it that much? Our guy replies innocently. The hunter starts cursing at him and tries to attack, but our guy dodges. Hey, I'm still trying to save you, you know. Acting shamelessly like this, I will not allow you to kill me first. I won't let a patient leave in the middle of treatment, our guy says firmly. The demon hunter can't believe it. He pulls out his blade. Stop playing with me. Finish this already, he demands. A shot is fired into the air, and the next scene shows the poor guy already tied up. Why did you tie me up? He asks. It's just that I think you won't be able to handle the pain, and then you'll want to hurt me again. I don't mind dying, but if you hit me, how am I supposed to finish my surgery? Our guy explains. If I were afraid of pain, you'd be dead by now. This is unnecessary, not to mention that you think a few pieces of metal can hold me. You're very naive, the guy retorts. But then Lin was sanding his bones. God, what are you doing? The guy cries. Please help me. Our guy reassures him. I'm just scraping the bones, relax. I told you it would be painful. What are you scraping my bone for? The guy asks. Didn't I tell you to bear it like a real man? If you're a real man, you shouldn't be afraid of pain. Just bear with it, it'll be over soon. Lin responds. The guy pleads. Please give me anesthesia, I can't take it anymore. Anesthesia won't work now. How am I supposed to apply it to your bone? Just bear with it, it'll be over soon. With 2 more points in blade skill, suddenly the guy breaks free and tells him, I will never trust you again. Our guy grabs the Chicago toy from his hand, pulls it back, and puts it on the guy's face. If you try to move again and don't cooperate with the procedure, I'll end you, he warns. The guy apologizes. Sorry man, I won't do anything anymore. Good, because if you do, I won't stop either. You're ruining my reputation. Enough of this. Don't waste any more of my time. I'll finish this once and for all, our guy says, pulling out the saw. Hey, what's going on? What do you have against me? The hunter asks, losing 20 sanity. Hold on, it's time to use the big one here to solve everything, our guy declares. Come on, please stop it, the guy pleads as the saw approaches. Suddenly a little girl enters the shop. Is this the place? Is anyone here? I came to buy some healing potions, she says nervously. Suddenly, she's grabbed by the leg. Help! Help! She screams. When she sees our guy with the saw behind the guy, she screams in despair. Lin looks at her and says, Hi, did you come to get some potions? I just have to finish with this patient of mine and I'll get them for you. The poor girl gets desperate, gaining 70 fear of him. The system says, The scare you gave her developed a psychological disorder. The girl went from excited to shy. New title, Terror of Patience. Lin is surprised. Wait, how did I become so scary just by seeing her? I offered the potions and gave a smile. Man, this system keeps giving weird rewards. Giving a glare to the hunter who was trying to leave. Oh, you're trying to run away? The operation isn't over yet. We're back. The guy punches in pain. Our boy gives a little pat on his shoulder. It's over. All the toxins that invaded your bones are completely gone. Now just wait for your bones and muscles to regenerate a bit, and your arm will be as good as new. But the poor guy finished. My client, wake up sir, wake up. The system speaks. With special methods, you incapacitated a legendary demon hunter. Reward, the one who inflicts pain. Effect increases by 5%. The pain you cause using various tools. Sometime later, the hunter wakes up. Where am I? He quickly gets up and tries to shoot twice. Get away from me! He's losing sanity again. Lin is against the wall. Calm down, calm down. I just took care of your injuries. Look, everything's fine. Forget about those bad memories. The guy points to Lin, but thinks, the feeling of that butterfly demon is really gone. This is almost like a dream. Lin reassures him. Of course it is. The muscle toxin that was affecting you has been removed. The problem was the regeneration of your bones and muscles. That's why I gave you the best potion from the store, along with your extremely strong physique. Everything went well. The only problem was that there was still a little piece missing in the middle, so I added some extra meat. Don't worry, your body won't reject it. The guy looks puzzled. Wait, what's this? Pork meat? You said you did everything right. You put a piece of pork in me? Lin responds. Well, it's a weird process, isn't it? But the result is perfect. No, if you ever have any problems in the future, you can come back here, and I'll help you. The hunter says. Returning here? You think I want to come back here? The chance of a crisis has skyrocketed. Well, my client, even though the process was peculiar, having the butterfly venom corrupting your entire body until you die would have been much worse. In this world of darkness, staying alive is more important than anything else. The crisis has risen to 99%. The guy was holding it together, but with comforting words, the danger decreased. He lets out a sigh. You're right. In this world, being alive is more important than anything else. He turns to Lin. Just for that, you're alive. That's quite an achievement. Your torturous methods are top-notch. Thank you. Lin says. The hunter pulls him up. Do you think I'm praising you, kid? Have you ever performed any other surgeries in your life? Our guy raises 3 fingers. I swear I performed a cesarean section on someone, and the father and daughter were very happy. They even praised me. The guy, considering his bone shaving compared to a cesarean, acknowledges that his wounds have indeed been healed. Remembering how scared he was, he stares at Lin and says, Hey, no one can know about the rumor that I fainted here, understand? You can rest assured. No one will find out. Says Lin. Just tell me how much all this costs. There's no way I'm coming back to this place. You don't even need to pay. Consider this a favor from someone of the same race. I just want to see you visit our mall again in the future. Our guy knows he needs to become friends with this guy. With that, the system gives him 500 coins. The guy doesn't think these compliments will help him with anything. Just forget everything that happened here. Even if we're the same race, it doesn't change anything. I walk alone and will never take a kid like you to share the path with me. He puts on his hat. I'm giving you this chance. Get out of here. A human like you with no skills will soon become monster food. Our guy asks how he can leave this world. To be honest, I ended up here by accident. Apart from this pharmacy, I don't know anything about the outside world. The guy looks at him. In a way, you're lucky. Many people have fallen into this world like you, from various worlds, but most have been consumed by fear. I can only tell you that this is the lowest level of Sin City, and trying to leave here is the quickest path to death. If you don't want to die, get stronger. Only then will you have a chance to escape this place. Hold on, are you saying it's almost impossible to leave for the rest of my life? Every time I see those monsters, I'm terrified. With your medical skills, the monsters must be terrified of you. But enough chit-chat. I'm someone who believes in fair exchange. You healed my wounds, and I can't treat you unfairly just because you don't want money. He opens his coat, revealing his belongings. Take a look and choose something. Our guy, intrigued, examines the items. What should I choose? Oh, this one looks good. A cursed revolver from a legendary demon hunter, enchanted with 6 self-reloading bullets. Our guy eagerly grips the handle. Your eye is sharp, kid, eager to grab the best I have. I just found your weapons cool. Our guy replies. Of course, they're cool. How many monsters have you killed with those? The hunter explains. None, I've never used them to kill a single monster. He admits shots at Lin, creating a circle on the wall. They may look cool, but both have a fatal flaw, and you must have noticed. They never hit the target, no matter the angle. Besides being decorative, they serve no purpose. What do you mean? I don't want them then. Lin protests, but the hunter insists. As a man of justice and integrity, once you've chosen them, you can't refuse them, or it would be disrespectful on my part. You have a chance. Take them or I will do something. Our guy considers, then decides to take them, thinking he'll dispose of them later. Good choice. Just know that due to their curse, you can't voluntarily get rid of them. They can only be transferred through a fair exchange. Luckily, your intense desire attracted them, as curses like to find someone to pass on to. It's not easy. You're clearly trying to pull a fast one on me. This surgery was a lot of work, and I owe you this big favor. As an extra reward, I'll remind you tonight, no matter what you hear or how terrified you get, don't go outside and don't open that door. Seems like something extraordinary happened here. Lin asks, is it a monster or what? But the man disappears into the shadows. I think it's better if you don't know. If you manage to stay alive until tomorrow, maybe we'll meet again. Lin reflects on how his teacher said the same thing before going out. Tonight, he needs to be much more careful. There's half an hour until darkness. No visitors should come during this time. He stares at the little creature on the ground, already level 7. This child keeps leveling up. Soon, it'll be difficult to deal with. Then he uses the Chicago toy, barely missing the target. The fear in the eyes is evident. It really doesn't hit. Hard to believe. He continues shooting, instilling fear in the creature. The lamp starts to dim. Our protagonist rushes to the door, closes it, and breathes a sigh of relief. Now, with the lamp disabled, the real test begins because it means anyone, even without permission, can enter his house of their own accord. the system activates the mission. Sleepless night, survive until dawn. Offering 500 coins and a special reward in his room. Our protagonist is already under the covers, armed and ready to face whatever comes. Phew, nothing so far. I just want to survive this night. It's midnight, and someone is already knocking on the door. Open up, it's me, Bloodsaw. There's a malevolent spirit following me. Help me. Wait, the professor is back? Our protagonist approaches the door cautiously. Then he suddenly attacks the door. You didn't even confirm and already slashed at me. The outsider protests. If I were outside, my professor wouldn't hesitate to do the same. Besides, he wouldn't come back at this hour. As they argue, he hears a noise outside. Our protagonist leans in to listen, but suddenly, hands grab him, causing him to lose sanity. He struggles as the hands grip him tightly, but he manages to break free by using the hair from the malevolent spirit. As the hands retreat, he wonders if they're alive or dead but decides it's better to be safe and delivers the final blows. You killed the deceiver of flesh and gained 100 experience points. Phew, I managed to survive, but the monster knocked on the door right at midnight. Who knows what this night still holds? As he cleans the floor, the system gives 2 warnings. The root level monster is approaching, and crisis level is at 100%. Our protagonist, already at the door, wonders if it's the creature they've been mentioning. He waits, and the hand starts to move. Suddenly, he's being pulled. He grabs his knife, smelling something awful. When he looks, there are 2 huge eyes staring at him. He quickly hides again, but the eye is right behind the door, facing him. Darn it, this monster's heartbeat is so loud. He hears licking sounds. It's kind of cute until the lick reaches his face. No, that's not cute, forget that. He loses 40 sanity, trembling. I can't panic. If I do, I'll be eaten. The monster licks his cheek lightly. Doctor, I found you. Open the door. I have a toothache. A toothache? Is the monster not here to eat me but to get a dental checkup? Our protagonist responds. Our little clinic doesn't receive patients at night. Those are the rules, and I must follow them. But the creature threatens. Open up or I'll eat you. Reluctantly, he opens. Hello, my dear client. This clinic will serve you, level, race, and abilities unknown. The monster complains about a toothache, unable to eat. Don't worry, I can definitely help you. A toothache is such a small thing, it'll be quick. He calms himself, thinking. It's horrible, but it's a client like any other, just another day. As he approaches the monster's mouth, he activates the system's mission to treat the toothache, offering 1,000 coins, 50 favor with the unknown creature, and no penalties. He thinks, of course, there won't be any penalties. There won't be anything left of me. Now, he has to rely on his medical skills. The only problem is it's dark. The creature's tongue moves to take his own eyes, then uses the eyeball to light the place. Thank you, now everything's clear. The inside is full of decomposed creatures. The menu is quite unique. Inside there he finds a legendary lance, damaged but still there. It's a spear from an unknown world that fell into the realm of darkness, blessed with sacred power, strong against anomalous spirits and demons. I found this lance, similar to the hunter's weapon. It doesn't belong to this world. Besides, the sacred attribute is what causes so much pain. The creature tells him to pull it out. Lin is shocked. Inside the creature there's tons of healer items. Demon Eyes Doctor, Cursed Healer Body, Doctor's Eyeball. Maybe they all tried to deal with this lance in the last pharmacy that it went to, but being cursed creatures, they couldn't heal it. But I'm human. Sacred power shouldn't affect me. He touches it, and his finger turns purple. Oops, the big guy's staring at me. Phew, this is my chance. I'll start pulling. The creature sends tentacles inside to help, and he manages to pull it out successfully, gaining 20 favorability. However, it still hurts a lot, Lin thinks. I'm in deep trouble here, and if I don't calm down, I'll be eaten. Don't worry, I'll cure you. He reassures, ignoring the terrifying appearance. He rushes to his shop, grabs several tubes, and returns to apply medicine to the root of the tooth, explaining that it's the residual power of the lance causing the pain. The problem is that there's too much blood. He thinks, how am I going to get into this? Suddenly, he sees a tentacle. Patient, you need this tentacle because I need it to alleviate your pain. He cuts it without waiting for a response. The creature approaches, asking what he's doing, but he's already there with the syringe. Turn on the light, why are you staring at me? He taps the eye. Let's go, up. He tries to enter the tooth, but it's too narrow. I need to go deeper. Where are the other tools? He finds a drill and starts inserting it into the tooth, the creature writhing in pain. You'll have to endure a little longer. He reassures it as he drills. Finally, the pain subsides. I was about to eat you. But now the creature is in a good mood. The pain is gone. Don't think about that, the medicine has started working. Now we just need to clean your teeth and fix everything up. He asks for a bucket, and the creature brings it. He cleans the tooth and asks for steel to repair it, but he doesn't have enough material. The creature offers to fetch it, eats him and runs. In the next scene, they are facing a door. The problem is that Lin recognized that the door is made of iron, not steel. The creature opens its mouth, shoots a laser that opens everything inside. It reveals a steel marionette with extremely strong combat capabilities. Lin calmly exits the mouth and sees the marionette, recalling that one of these caused a mess in the shop, and his boss fought for 10 hours to force it out. The creature sticks out its tongue, already crushing the marionette, then jumps, delivering a crushing blow. Lin is like, "Wow, I can't even know the level of either of these, but the difference in power is huge." The creature asks if it's enough, otherwise it will continue. Lin says it's enough and asks for help to fix it, turning on the tools. Perfect, the teeth are sharp. The creature holding Lin says it's great, very happy. Our guy is sweating, but he gained 11 skull points and earned 50 favorability. Like this video, boys. What do you think of this new Mr. Lin? I didn't even know his name was Lin too, you know? I realized halfway through the work that it was kind of similar to Lin of Demon's God, you know? But I didn't imagine it was the same name. What do you think of our Dr. Psycho? He seems like a decent guy until he goes crazy. I'm sure he's going to do something mean to this poor thing. He's way too happy. You know what you're doing, my brother. You activate that bell so you don't lose the next part. CYA.